Good morning. Happy Memorial Day, everybody.
I just turn my
Uh,
volume up.
yeah, I hope everybody's thinking about the reason for the day. Dopey, herpes. Uh-oh, hold on. I got to turn off my TV. Keep them busy, Pocket Metal.
I can't even highlight comments. This is something that drives me nuts. When you're not the person who started the live, is that I can't highlight Dopey's comment about STDs are like Pokemon. He wants to catch them all.
Let me get
Oh,
back up and see who I've missed.
oh man.
Rhonda Milton, what is up? Crispy Critter, channel member. Budget Guy, what is up? Joe Isabella, channel member, went to grab a drink. Cheeto Bandito, channel member, what is up? Dopey6621. It's only 2 a.m. and I'm not done yet. I didn't want to make you wait, brother. Did not want to make you wait. Glad to see you guys in here. Yeah, I figured we just kind of chat it out for a little bit and talk about knives and talk about shit. What's up, Ed? And just like I said, I don't have to work. I've got a cat sitting behind me. Hold on, that's why I look like I've got something up my. Whew. I don't want her to claw me. But yeah, so I just figured I'd jump on for a little while and keep you guys busy till you got ready to go to bed, and we just kind of see what's up. And what's even funnier about it, Pocket Metal, is tomorrow in Huntsville is the Cotton Row Run, which is a 10K run that they do every year on Memorial Day. And people come from all over the country, and they're always like, I think it's 4 that travel together. These Kenyans that run all these 10Ks. And I mean, they come by my mom's house because the course runs right in front of her house, like 8 minutes into the race. And she's at the 2 mile mark. So it's a like legit race where people are making killer times. So we're going, Grateful Panic and I are heading, because my mom lives right through the cemetery, over there at 6 a.m. so that Grateful Panic and my mom can drink Bloody Marys and cheer on the runners when they go by. So I might just pull an all-nighter.
Go watch the runners.
Yeah, watch the runners at 6 a.m., which is what, 5 hours?
I can't. I never can remember how many hours difference it is between where we're at and where you're at.
2 hours, I
2
think.
hours.
So, because right now it should be 11 there, right?
Yes. Yeah, you started
11:06.
11:06. Yeah. Yeah. That being said, due to tomorrow, I'm not doing a live tomorrow.
I
Uh,
didn't think you were. You always, I know last year you decided not to, and I don't blame you. It's,
I started to, and I ended it in like 10, 15 minutes tops. It was just too weird.
because
It's
there've been all those sales and stuff, and people were talking about it, and it's just
yeah.
it's not what it's about, you know?
No, yeah. Like I've mentioned, I am not someone who served. My dad did, and I was talking to him about it, right before I did the live and stuff, and it kind of got me in a weird headspace, and we had talked about stuff like that, and I asked him specifically about that kind of stuff, and see, I don't know, it's just an awkward thing for, you know, but anywho,
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And if you know, I think there's you never know when people are going to want to talk, right? Because I don't think I know you don't, and I know I don't. We're not into self promotion. We're not selling affiliate links. We're not trying to sell knives. We talk about knives, and I got a new one that you kind of inspired me towards. I don't know if you've seen this one before. Have you ever seen the Rough Rider Reserve? I want to say it called Pantera, but it's the Panthria.
oh yeah, yeah, I
It's got,
saw your video the other day about
it's
it.
got that real arched handle. I mean, I don't think it looks like anything legitimate, but it's a pretty cool knife. It's one on the bigger side, and I like the way it fits in my hand. Shane must not have come in here because he would have thrown something ugly out to me and tell me he was getting ready to bounce.
Yeah, it's very similar to, like, that style looks very similar to like the whittlers that I like. It's just that's a single blade version, um, like a seahorse pattern or a dog leg they call it. Here you go. Use this.
Hello, Shamiet.
Hey guys.
Good to hear you, girl.
Good to hear you too, man.
So were you work some tomorrow just because I know you're working all the time, or were y'all just kind of
I was working while I was watching Shane.
were you?
Yeah, I have the way I do it is I have him playing on the other computer, but it's kind of a pain in the ass to like reach over here and type. So I'll pop the do pop up chat up here, and then if I hear him or see something, off the corner of my eye, then I'll like type us whatever response or give him shit about something, and then move back to doing work.
Is it
because I used to have the whole screen taken up with work shit. So,
and this is probably a stupid question, and it probably varies based on what you're doing, but do you kind of know what you're going to do, and it's just a matter of putting the physics of it together, like the art, or are you thinking about it while you're doing it? I mean, is it all kind of an organic process?
So this particular thing is like I have a basic rough end done, and then I'm going through and cleaning it up at this point. But it's still not 100% done. Like I have parts of it started and roughed out, and I'm touching those up while I figure out how the fuck I'm going to finish everything else. That's something that someone had asked me on, the last Monday, and I was fucking drunk and I didn't even realize it. So I was going back to see. I started to rewatch it to see how drunk I was. I haven't got to, I guess, where I may or may not have been slurring words or not to know how bad I got. But someone had said something about that, like do I draw stuff the old school way first, or do I do it all on the computer? Or it's just every job just is different that way.
But I would assume you've got a tablet, right? So most of the art that you're doing is you don't have
Correct.
to type code to vector it, or do you?
It's little pen tablet right here on my desk. And it's not what I've been working on isn't vector. I mean, I do that kind of stuff if I have to, but it's not something that I'm a huge fan of. Just because it's kind of more boring. I prefer using Photoshop to do stuff. That's how all this stuff is done, was with Photoshop. The big Baphomet thing was, something that was originally drawn. The skull was too. And then I just went in there and cleaned it up in Photoshop. So it was like drawn on paper to start off with.
Did you draw Jason's stuff too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Friday at Blade Show, everybody who has Jason shirts are going to wear them, and we're going to get a group picture taken.
Yeah, I so wanted to be able to find another place to put that stuff up so that Sarah could just take over the site and me not have to be anything to do with it. And I still haven't found something that I can just like basically build and let her, turnkey it, kind of, so to speak.
Right.
But that is something I still am trying to figure out. There's a site that I started working with recently, but I haven't got to fuck with it too much. And you have to be accepted to use their like to build the site through them, and I don't know if I can open more than one store. So,
and you just don't feel like if you did one premium or whatever the nicest Teespring, you just don't think they don't make any money, do they? That's kind of a scam.
It's not just that, but from what I can tell and from what I've seen, like even I've ordered stuff and from other people, and it fell apart. Like they don't tell you what the brand name is on the product,
and it could change. I'm sure
this does. This I know what the brand name. You can pick what brand of garment and product. So yeah, I don't like the idea of doing it the other way.
Ed, I did see that on Instagram, and I thought it was ridiculously priced, but I did not see the knife to see what all atonements it had to it. Did you see that pocket metal, the 1776?
No.
commemorative Rosie because it was number 1776, a serial number, but it was
I'm
was
not
a
one of those
super high price.
1776 people.
But it was a super high price. I mean, it was almost like crazy price. I want to, was it, how much was it, Ed? Was it 1,600, 1,800? Yeah, Serial said he was going to do an auction, but then he did a lotto instead for the price. I need to go back up and have you? Did you see what Cheeto Bandito said?
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know if I looked into that. I looked into so many, but it's one of those things where, like I said, before jumping on this, we went and took a little walk around the block, and before that, like I've been working all day, and I'll be working tomorrow. I work pretty much every day, so sometimes I check out shit like that, but I haven't done any kind of. I'll look into it, and see what they got going on. But my schedule's just been freaking ridiculous.
Is it kind of frantic paced, or are you kind of able to do it knowing it's a lot of work, but do it at a pocket metal pace that you're comfortable with, or are you always like rushing?
No, there's been like I've said, there's been days it's nothing but a rush. There's been days that I stayed up like the entire night through till the next morning trying to get shit so people could have it for events or for fucking stuff like that, where it's just fucking ridiculous. Like,
Good morning, Tori. Welcome, guys, to our Insomniacs special. Yeah, I done a video that I released today. I recorded it yesterday. It was like my top 5 EDC fixed blades. And one guy commented on it, and he made a really good point. He said, all those are nice knives, but they're not what working people can really afford, right? So I kind of took heart to that. And tonight I recorded a video of my top 5 budget EDC fixed blades, and only one of them is over $50. This one, I don't know if I showed you this pocket metal. Where'd it go? Yeah, this one came in. Those knives that Amazon has, the Brother fixed blades or folders, excuse me, the slippies.
Yeah.
This is a Brother fixed blade EDC. It's D2. Looks kind of like an SE Candura, but it's much thinner blade stock. And it's it says Brother on it. This was $19.99 with G10. Which I thought was a good price. It's usually $35, but it was on sale. Right. It didn't come with this leather strap. I put that on it. But I did. I was looking at it next to the Candura. And the handle's thinner. But they are very similar.
Yeah. I think some would say...
Cloney?
The thing is, man, it's so funny. So like you were talking about, what was that brand of knife just a bit that said they did the 1776.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know if these companies had anything to do with each other, but the Rosie looks an awful lot like the Drift.
Kind of does.
Did a version of the Drift with a hole, and it's got that damn taco hole. And side by side, those things look almost fucking identical. So it's like people will get bent out of shape because it's a Chinese company making something that looks like an American knife. But come on, that's the most plainest fucking looking knife ever, anyways. But you know what I mean.
This one almost looks like it could have been cut out. This one does almost look like it could have been. The choil's different, but it's very, very similar. However, the blade stock's totally different. I don't know. At the time, I didn't know really what it was going to be. I knew they had this one, and they had a blue G10 with a black wash blade, and it was $19. And I thought, I've just got to try it out, if nothing else, to review it. So I'll probably do a comparison of it and the Candura and let kind of people think, because I kind of think they're suspiciously similar. But you see a lot of that, right? I mean, you see it both in a nefarious way and in a way that just knives look similar.
And that's what I've said. We were talking about this on Monday last week, and it's like people are like, "Oh, you're taking money out of their pocket." Well, if you're paying $20 for something versus close to 100, I'm guessing the SE product is, or right around there. That's two different people buying that. You know what I mean? It's
Absolutely.
not the same price. In your instance, you bought both, but a lot of people are going to get one or the other, and so it's not really.
Right.
To me, if you're not, they didn't put the logo. They didn't go and put, like, you see a lot of times people making the Izula ripoffs, and they're actually branding it with and selling it for like $5 or $6, and that's
Did you
fucked
see
up.
those that were on NAS sale for a while and they all of a sudden disappeared? The one day
I've
there were like 30 of them on there. They were $25. They were all different colors I've never
Yeah.
seen before. And then the next day there were only 2. It was like they were starting to rotate them, and they were there for a couple of weeks, and then they were pulled or they were
I've seen
gone.
them on eBay, and I've seen them on also fucking AliExpress. They were, that's where you can get them like fucking ridiculously cheap. Obviously, it's fucking fake. You know what I mean? That's not, American companies don't sell shit on there. So,
Tori, I think the pre-order is going to be right after Blade Show. My understanding is he's taking the Protos to Blade Show. He doesn't have a table, but when he gets back, he's going to be traveling. I want to say for about a month. He was saying he's got a vacation coming up, and then he's going to go hard on the and I can't say it, the Kamano. But it is a cool looking knife. Have you seen that knife that Sharif's doing that Kaiser's OEMing for him?
yeah,
The
I saw it. I've seen it.
Mayor Salt, channel member, what's up, brother?
And it made, of the stuff that he's done, that's quite possibly one of my least favorite designs of his. But that's hey, it's
You're not a big Tanto fan, are you? I don't think I've seen you with the Tanto.
I think we only have 1, 2 Tantos of stuff that we have, and I think they're both fucking damn design knives, to be quite honest with you. The one looks like a banana, and the other one's whatever the fuck the other one is called. I don't remember the names of those.
Oh, the Yoki. I think you've got a Yoki like I do.
Yeah, we got that one, and there's another one that's got like just a more banana dick-shaped handle.
I can't remember. I had a bunch of those knives, damn designs, and those are some of the few knives that I actually sold on Instagram last year, just when I was clearing stuff out.
Yeah.
This is a Tanto that I've got that I really like. This is that, and I wish it was the aluminum with G10, but this is that Hogue or the Sig Sauer K320.
Yeah. That's just way too tactical. Like I ain't that
right.
tactical.
And again, I got it just because the drop point actually looks cooler, but I didn't have a lot of Tantos. But I've been really impressed with the handle of the knife, and the way it feels, and the action of it, and the fact that when I bought it, I want to say it was under $130. Again, it is very tactical. The drop point would probably be a better choice, but I like the look of that Tanto, and the front is so sharp you can cut paper with that, and the belly. I mean, Hogues or Sigs made by Hogue come so sharp.
Yeah, we got someone said they like where is it out here? Oh, Crispy said, so I bought this titanium dam design ones. That was the first one we got, and this one sucks. I've been trying to, it's not that it sucks, but the detent's real fucking like soft on it. So I have been trying to stretch out and make it a stronger detent, but it's you got to give it to them for like the steel being fucking hardened so good that you can't fucking stretch the damn, you can't like add more pressure to it. I've had it fucking stretched for days now, and I
the liner.
Yeah, and I take it off, and then it fucking springs right back to where it was, where it's like barely, it's just, weak detent. So I'm trying to tighten it. The other one's good though, and I don't know. Oh, you know what? They're both in Chamiette stuff is all right in here. She has one of them, and that one's decent. Let's see if I know where the fuck
Joe
it is.
Isabella, that is a good budget banger. That's one that made it to one of my giveaways, which, by the way, all have shipped. Every single giveaway. Thursday,
Yeah.
I went back to the UPS store. Oh yeah, that's the Yoki.
Yeah. So that, and like I said a million times before, they did a sale. I don't know. We've had this thing for a while now, and this one's D10 is good, and most of the other ones that I have, the D10's good too. But the fucking Hades,
Kyle.
this is the Hades. This one sucks. It's so loose, and D2 has the same one as me, and his D10's great on his. His is very snappy. Mine flops out like a fucking 80-year-old's wiener. It's just like can barely fucking get up there.
That's
Needs
kind
some
of like
goddamn-
my Urban EDC F5.5.
Yeah, see, my Carta one, where did I throw that thing? I just had it out. Those are all fucking. Oh, it's right here on my desk. Like, I think mine's,
Yours has snap, I can tell.
it makes a little,
I mean, I can make mine open, but if I want to fail it, it will definitely fail.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's anything with a hole, you can definitely easily, fail it.
See that right there? It just depends on where I get it. If I get it down at the front of the hole at the pill, I don't have a problem. But if I go up here where I normally do,
Yeah, I don't have any.
I love this knife. I mean, it's never been a deterrent for me not carrying it. Just like anything else, if you carry knives like we do, a lot of different knives, it only makes sense that you're going to have a little adjustment in your flicking, right? Or in your opening, because all your knives are going to kind of have a little different action. So if you get used to, for example, your Jaeger and you've been flicking it all day and then you pick up something with a lighter detent, it's going to take you a couple of flicks to kind of get your muscle memory adjusted to that knife, or at least it does me.
Yeah, and this will piss everyone off. This is the hilarious thing. Forrest sent this to me, and this is the smallest slip joint I own. It's a little brass fish, and hilariously, because it's so little, I suspected that it wasn't going to be very sharp. I was actually able to shave hair off the top of my hand with it.
It is so cool. I'm gonna make you big for a second because I
got a little half stop here. It's probably hard to see it there.
No, I see it at 90 degrees. So
it stops good. The open doesn't have as much of a noise to it, but
that's too cool, man. I like that a lot.
I'm trying to figure out like how the hell I can carry it without losing it.
We have to get a tiny little slip. Get Lancelot to make you like a little mini coin slip that's more vertical.
It'll fit through my ear hole, but it might like cut my old floppy ear hole there from when I used to wear those things in my ears.
Crispy Critter, I will give you that. I think the Shodan is one of my best Tide knife and tool action knives. I love that knife. Did you see what Kyle Coonley said?
Yeah, he's talking about my little pecker.
Kyle Coonley's been on a roll tonight. He's on a roll every night, though.
Don't talk about his mom like that.
Can y'all hear music? I always set it up with a little bit of music, but I don't hear it in my headphones for some reason.
This is the smallest knife. I thought my little... do I have that thing still sitting up here? My little bottle butcher. Where is that thing? There it is. It's underneath a Hank. I thought this was the smallest knife I had, the little Berg's Blades bottle butcher.
Right.
But yeah, this slip joint is definitely way smaller.
My current smallest is going to be the Copperhead.
Oh yeah,
that's even smaller than my my launch. my little Launch 4 might be smaller than that.
These little GEC, and those things are, it's one of those, like, ridiculous things to have, because it is so small, but they're fucking ridiculously small too. And I've carried and used these quite a bit, because most of the time you don't really need anything more than this.
Little pen knife.
It's just it's the little, they call it the keychain knife, but yeah, it's just a small little
GEC.
Yeah.
You'd have been proud of me, Pocket Metal. So Wednesday and Thursday, or I think it was Thursday, when they had the 2 GEC drops, the one at Traditional Pocket Knives and then the one at DLT. And I had my eye on my card on each one. Didn't think I'd get one. And my dumb ass, I got there early. I was working. So then I was like, okay, 15 minutes. So then I remembered like 25 minutes afterwards and went back. The first drop was at Traditional Pocket Knives. They were all gone. And I said, okay, I've still got an hour before DLT. I set an alarm. My alarm went off. I was on the phone. So I got there, I want to say 4 or 5 minutes after the time they said it was going to drop. They were gone.
Yeah, you lucky if it lasts a minute.
Well, I've heard, and Grateful Panic was going to send me the group on Facebook. He wasn't sure if it was still there, but he said there was a GEC group on Facebook where he's gotten all his knives, because he's had 4. He doesn't have many more, but he says you can get them if you know where to look. It's on the secondary.
Yeah, for sure. You can get them, but it's one of those things where right after a drop, the price is going to be fucking through the roof, because
you get good deals.
The thing is like everyone that missed it is then like feeling like they have to hurry up and try to buy it on the secondary, like right then and there. So that's when prices are, kind of high. And then a little while after, it drops a little bit. And then by a year, then it goes up fucking ridiculous.
So the older they get, they do get like vintage. Because what I was thinking, somebody like me who's looking for a single blade, but doesn't really have a preference.
These were like 150 at drop, and now you're looking at around 250. So
wow, how long ago was that drop?
This was last year sometime, I think. I can't remember. It might have been a little bit longer than that. 21. So it's been roughly 2 years. So 250 is about the price for these. Some of the other ones, like one of the whittlers that I have, that's like one of our favorite ones. Yeah, I just was like scrolling through and looking at shit, and someone was trying to get, selling this for like $370. So
that's Jack Wolf prices. And I know it's better than a Jack Wolf because it's American made. Joe, I'm trying to look that up. Argyle Cutlery, are they German?
So Cheeto, I don't know what he was I didn't look at the price. I know sometimes he does go a little bit higher than the MSRP, but he's like, what people don't know about those knives is anyone that's selling GECs, if they're selling them at or below MSRP, they're making like no fucking money on them. Like absolutely none. So, for example, he got, and I got one of the knives off the last drop. I think these were going for like 190 or 195 or something for these things. And the company that originally made it was selling it for 250, I believe is what it was. It was somewhere over 250. Somewhere over 250. And the he got them, I think he said he charged like $20 for them is what he made off of them on that particular thing. Yeah, and like I said, yes, the prices go all over the place. There's other places that charge way more than what he's paying for them or what he's charging for them. So it's like, it's one of those things where, and right after on the secondary, those knives are going for 200 plus instantly. So, I don't. It's one of those things where you don't have to buy it if you don't want it, but they still sell
I think
out.
the dealer should sell it for closer to 200 to keep the secondary from being so crazy. I noticed
Like I said,
DLT,
that's
if
the
I'm
thing you're
not
not really getting.
mistaken, had it for 115. The micartas that they were dropping on that particular one that dropped last week.
Yeah, a lot of those places you can definitely get, a cheaper price, but and I've talked to several different dealers about it. They ain't making shit. They're just doing it, and that's just to do it. Like they're not making money on it. They're hoping you're going to buy other shit once you get the GEC and stuff like that. It's kind of like a doorbuster for them. Is basically what
Just
GEC
to
drops
get
are.
right to get the traffic there. It makes sense.
Louis,
but it seems like if you're like you would almost buy every one just because you kind of know how to get them and you could always sell them. I mean, it'd never be like you'd be stuck with one, right?
For the most part, there's only been a few knives that weren't like instant, hits on the secondary. And then there's, ones that, and there should be quite a few of these around because that's what they seem like they've been doing is taking longer on each run and making a lot more knives compared to what they used to.
Louis, I'm off for a week, buddy, so I'm just celebrating. I'm actually going to watch at my mom's a 10K race at 6 a.m., so I might not even sleep tonight. I probably will. I'll probably fall asleep on the couch. Mare Salt. Got an experience with the AWT scales that I loved. I wasn't crazy about my Benchmade Mini Adamas, but I found these AWT scales that took away the holes.
Right.
And
they just look so damn slabby. I wish they were like contoured like the original ones.
They're very slabby, but that's advanced weapons technology. I don't think they're designed to be, they're more tactical. And I don't know, Mare Salt, which ones did you get? Because I think they do have some that are more contoured. This is the knife that I cut myself worse with. I had it up like that, and I was tightening the pivot, and somehow I had my pinky in there. Or, yeah, this pinky was in there, and I was tightening the pivot, and it just fell just like that. And I thought, wow, thank God it hit my fingernail, and it cut right through my fingernail into my fingertip, just from that blade dropping, just like that. I've been scared of this knife ever since. Louis woke up to pee and saw us. Well, buddy, you can listen to us till you fall asleep. What is up, Josh Branson, channel member? Pair 3 lightweight. Okay, are they blocky like mine, or are they a little more contoured? Because these are older. I'd say these are a little over a year old. Ooh, and Louis got AWT scales for his Griptilian. Pull them up. I think some of them are more contoured.
Yeah, it was funny. So Zach sent me the screw for the little Benchmade bug out that I had lost because I guess I didn't tighten it in good enough when I swapped the scales. And I was saying, someone was like, Benchmade, blah, blah, blah. Like everyone was bitching about Benchmade's the spring. And I was like, I've never had mine any problems with the springs on it. And then, just at the end of this week, one of them finally snapped.
Did it really? I've never.
On the Omega.
Yeah, it's broken one.
The funny thing is it makes it a little bit off center. It's not like rubbing or anything, but it still works, and it doesn't, have any blade play or anything because of it. So,
out of curiosity, when you pull your axis lock down, do you do it with one finger or both? I used to do it
Both.
with one.
I do
Both.
it like this. Yeah, just go like that.
Did it break when you were closing it? When you were pulling it
Um,
down, do you remember, or do you even?
I think when I opened it, I think when I went to open it, I heard a little pink, and I was like, "What's that?" And then you can see like right there the broken spring.
They're like cheap on Etsy.
Yeah, I was wondering, is there one place to get them from that's better than another? They're all like $5 or $6, but if one's better
I
than
would look at the reviews because I know just from the Pulsar and just from some of the Etsy springs I've looked at, and I think that's the only place I've looked at them, that they have different thicknesses, which will affect the detent and the strength of the spring. Not greatly, like you won't find one that makes it stiff, one that finds it light. I think you'll
right,
just
right.
find different qualities.
Gotcha.
I've
Yeah,
got
I
some
don't.
RGT scales too. I was going to pull up these pair 3 scales. They don't look as blocky as mine, but they don't look contoured like Mettenboss either, but they look dang good. That's the first place I'm going at Blade Show, is to the Spyderco table to see if they've got any blims.
Oh yeah, because I've heard that those are like insanely good deals for things that are hardly even noticeable.
Yeah, and a lot of the blims are on the scales. See how the AWTs are made where you can lose your liner, you can lose
Right.
your I guess you'd call it your clip side liner or your
I
show
wish
side
someone
liner.
would make fucking because I need a set of liners to use for that crew wear blade that I have.
Can you not just get liners?
No, they don't make them, and you can't get them anywhere unless someone like has some because of something they did that fucked the knife up or some shit, and they just have liners. Or if you get one of the knockoffs and it's like perfectly the right size or some shit. I don't know. I can't find anything.
Yeah, I would think that's something that you could almost put out on Facebook. I'm sure, as a matter of
Dude,
fact, like my Mannix, if somebody needed Mannix scales, I've got or Mannix liners, I've got my
yeah.
Mannix liners because my rock scale design scales are linerless. And I'm sure like that paramilitary too. Are you looking at the side? Sure, Kyle Coonley, I'll do you a favor.
The line after that says pull my finger. Um
Where'd you find those, Tori? Go ahead, buddy. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
oh no, I wasn't saying anything, but yeah, I would prefer that there. What you just highlighted.
What are you which knife do you need liners for? Pair two?
Too. Yeah, because I bought that crew Carta wear one and it was full liners and I fucking hated it. My card on that knife sucks ass. And so I thought that I would be able to get like secondary scales for it, but no one makes them because that's the only uh, pair two with full sized steel liners. They've never done that before. And then it turned out that Bill Prox was doing a mod on one of them and ended up messing up the liners on it. Someone sent him the knife, the Crew Carter one, and he said, "Hey man, I know you got one of these. Will you sell it to me so I don't have to pay some crazy price?" So I just sold him the liners for it,
Oh,
so that
dude,
way
that's
he could
fine.
do his mod without having to like go $200 in the hole and buy a fucking new Spyderco.
Josh, you and Kyle DM me your phone numbers. The only downside is Grateful Panic and I aren't leaving till Friday morning, so I'm probably not going to get there till around noon. But usually they have them each day, so I will. Josh, which one are you looking for? RC Blade Works. Gotcha.
So they make them, but do they make them like for the full size. It doesn't matter anyways because I don't have the fucking scales anymore. But at the time in which I got it on the like, I think the second time they ran the knife. But yeah, these micarta scales that come on it are straight trash. They look like clipboard. I was not a fan of these. They're like super thin. I don't know. It's just not for me.
But
so now I have the blade, this, and then some hardware.
And you think, I mean, the liners would definitely.
Oh yeah,
work, right?
Yeah, regular liners for sure. Like I swapped the blade on my Para 3 came off a lightweight, and I put that on a regular one, and they seem to swap out fairly easy for all, as long as you get go with the right size.
You kids DM me your cell numbers, and I'll call you when I get there.
I didn't know they did. I thought it was always like Para 3s that they had a shit ton of, because that's what it seemed like everyone was grabbing.
But Para 3s, Para 2s, I've seen
everyone
a
was
lot of
getting
the lightweights.
The Maximits last year for like under $100 or some shit. I thought it was something crazy.
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
like $72 for the Maximit Para 2s, and like the one Shane got had a little black blim on the scale. It didn't even have anything wrong with the blade.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Met and Boss. I've got some for my Benchmade, Josh, for my bug out, and they're some of my nicest scales. I totally dig them. I was going to show you guys these rock scale designs. These are, if you guys have a Mannix 2 and you don't like the real jimpy liners that to me are real sharp. This Mannix scales like I got, you can lose both of the liners. These guys right here. And this is the ones I got. So if you look at that, that's it now without the...
what company is this?
This is Rock Scale Designs.
And because I am ignorant to this company, where are they made out of?
They are, if I'm not mistaken, let's see.
Is this an American company, or is this...
It's a good question. It's designed and manufactured in California, USA.
The only reason I was asking is because if you're going to get something like that, that's that expensive. I've seen other shit, people making titanium scales for, less.
Oh yeah, $84.
It's obviously Chinese, shit. So, and I say shit not because it's bad, but just because I say shit a lot.
What I like about some of these is they've designed them kind of like the AWTs to where you can lose your liners. And they're pretty strong. The ones I got, again, they are more expensive, but the ones I got were this dragon, not the heat. Yeah, I think it's this pattern here, but they're a graphite color. And the actual Mannix that I got was the Knife Center black crew wear. This color. Not seeing that dark color anymore. It looks like that. No, it looks like this.
So I saw Josh talk about the Spyderco Smoky Mountain thingies, and that's the one I was complaining about. Like, to me, these things are so fucking slabby. I wish there was just a little bit more, like, something on the edges. And I've thought about, because you can just sand it down yourself. But
It looks nice.
Yeah, I mean, it looks nice, and it makes a nice little, like, sound. Sometimes it makes like a little tink noise or whatever because of the hard material, because the carbon fibers harder than like the G10 or what the fuck ever, right? So it makes a different sound. But yeah, I just feel like when you're just holding it like this, it's one thing, but like if you go like this, like I can feel it a lot more in the hand.
And besides like the Capara and some of the Taiwan Spydercos, aren't most of them real blocky? Even the G10. Like if that knife was in G10, wouldn't it have the same sharp edges?
So this is the only other, this is the G10 one I have, and it's blocky. Yes, like it's not contoured at all, but it's more rounded off on the edges. The edges are a little bit better, so you
The way
don't.
they treat the G10's a little softer
Yeah,
on the
it's
edges.
definitely a lot. So I end up carrying this. Plus, I don't really need anything bigger than this little guy. I mean, it fits fine for most daily shit. So
That's what I might, if there were any blends that were pair threes, because I had one before. I got rid of it because for some reason I like my pair two a lot better, which doesn't make sense because I don't have a huge hand. I've got like a medium, large size hand. But I just feel like the pair two fits me better. And I'm wondering if I just didn't give it enough of a chance.
yeah, what's funny, and it's not like, so me and Stevie like this one. I think more, at least at the time when we talked about it, he did. And it seems like people with smaller hands, because like JB, because JB's when I first saw him on the internet, I thought he was going to be a bigger dude, and he's not.
He and I are almost the same height.
Yeah, him and Chamiette are the same height.
Yeah. He's an
So, and
I like to say we're average size.
he likes the pair too, which is, so it's just like one of those things where it seems like smaller hands for some reason, just from the couple people that I've talked to, seem to like it. But whatever. I mean, I don't hate the knife. I like it. I think it looks cool with the blacked out shit and the red and black, stuff on it. I just wish it was a little more
soft.
Yeah, not as like crisp edges. That's like the one thing that I don't like about this knife, the Sirius. I really like the way this knife looks, and this is the only knife I have in this, profile where it's that real slim down like style. But the top edges and the bottom edges are very like crisp, so it looks good. But you can, it's depending upon how hard you're cutting with it, you can feel it. Now, I don't, this is one of those things where it's probably not meant to do any kind of hard cutting shit. But the first thing I do when I get a knife, even if it's this, is I go outside and start fucking with wood and to see how it feels in it. And not just like whittling like smaller stuff, but I'll get like something bigger where it's got, some resistance to it. And
kind of
just
feather stick it.
Yeah, and see how it feels in the hand. Not that this would be, to me, like, what's funny is this isn't what you would think would be the first choice for that, but in all honesty, if the handle was more comfortable, it's very much a bushcrafty style shape, and
Sure.
Not having anything in the way allows you to choke up, quite nice. It's just that the handle's a little bit ishy.
I need to start whittling more because that's something I don't cut enough of. And I can remember now that I've gotten slip joints. When I was a kid, we'd always go to our hunting cabin. And I can remember me and two of the other boys that lived in the cabin down the way or would cut down there and hunt. We sit down on the dock with our dad's pocket knives and just whittle sticks. And I don't whittle sticks anymore. I mean, I'll cut cardboard, I'll cut paper.
We've been needing to. I just been working late every night, but we have a big fire pit at the end of our, deck out front, and that's what we've been talking about doing because the weather's been perfect outside for it now.
I bet it is nice there.
Yeah, so it's been great outside at night.
So what do y'all think about this? I'm digging it. The micro Yojimbo.
That's such an odd looking little knife.
Well, they took the weird off, so it is a very odd knife, but to me it looks more like a standard Warncliffe where the Yojimbo has got that weird swoop. The only thing this one doesn't look like is it doesn't look like it has a hollow grind, does it? Let's look at it again.
No, it looked like it was flat. Unless
it looked like it was flat.
Not remembering it good.
Yeah, I think it's flat. I think you're exactly right.
Yeah, the other one's like a half hollow ground. blade.
Yeah, and it's S30V, which is fine, but I thought they went to S45
It's
for
kind of, to
everything.
me, that looks kind of pricey for what it is
It is.
in the Spyderco range, so to speak.
But in all
Unless I missed
truth,
another price hike that I,
no, in all truth, Spyderco has gone up really on everything. A lot of American.
these were like 150-ish, I want to say, when I got them, and I thought that's what they stayed at, was around the 150 price point.
This
So
is like
what are you paying the
160.
extra? Yeah, what's the extra money for other than it's a new design?
Well, if you go look at a regular pair too, let's see what that costs. Because I
That's
know
like 170, I think. 170-ish, I think.
I thought they were
What?
more than that now. Yeah, dude, they're the cheapest one is 185. Look at these, how because a lot of
Yeah,
them are over 200, where they used to not be over two. A few of them, like Maximat, might be right at 2, but like if you look at these, the one you love,
that's
the crew.
the crew wear. Yeah, that was always more
But
expensive.
this is the basic one, right? It's S45 because that's the standard steel now.
Yeah,
185.
that did
It's
go
not.
up. I haven't been paying attention. The last thing I saw that I liked was that neon green one that Cutlery Shop or whatever it was did,
With the
and I think
S90V?
it was S. I couldn't remember if it was S90 crew wear or something else, but yeah, I don't know. But everyone's
Well,
talking that the 15V is like the hot shit now, so I don't know.
this one right here. Let's see.
That being said, kids, my pizza's
You
done, so I'm gonna eat.
you gonna eat? All right, brother. Hey man, I
Yeah,
appreciate you jumping on for a sec.
sure. And everyone, if you have off tomorrow, enjoy it. And
Think about the reason for the day.
yeah, there you go. All right, kids. I am trying to find that button, and there it is.
Rub those little fuzzies for me and tell Shimmyette, hey.
I will. I'll give them nuzzles.
All right, I'll be
Bye.
here till about 6. All right, guys. So is everybody hanging in there, or are y'all getting worn down? So is everybody doing anything? I know what we can do. We haven't done yet, and I haven't seen done yet. What'd you guys carry today? I carried in my left pocket my little Hella Fix blade, and then I carried in my regular left pocket my little Rough Rider beefy slip joint, and then my primary carry was my Brian Brown Jaeger. So drink water, carried the L Max Relative, which is a knife that I'm looking forward to checking out at Blade Show. My brother Dopey carried the Civivi Riffle, the Relic, the Imperium, and the Mini Elementum, the Kaiser Rapids and Feist, Boker Joker Kalishnikov, and the Sub Kalishnikov, an Etsy Azula, Night Horse, the Greyman Satu, awesome, 5 Force Tanks, and an Olight Baton 3 Pro Max. Nice, buddy. Yeah, that's what I love about weekends. You can carry a bunch of stuff. Fitbit, where are you, buddy, at 9 a.m.? Good morning to you. You've got sunshine there, or rain, or something. It's 1:57 Central Time here. Crispy Critter had the GOM and Green Micarta, the DLC, NDLC, and the Kaiser Deviant. I've got the Black Micarta, and I need a Kaiser Deviant. Broadcast Knives, how are you, buddy? He carried the Spyderco Shaman, the Wii 704X, and the Spartan Formidio. Dude, that is awesome. I actually won, Chris Hinkle, 3 a.m. I actually won a Spartan Formidio at the Nashville Knife Show. They posted my name, and then I sent them an email through social media, or I sent them a post through social media, said, have y'all sent that stuff out? I haven't gotten it. And they're like, oh, we must not have had your address right because we sent it to somebody else. I was like, okay. But I hope you like it, dude. It looks like a cool knife. Oh, in the Netherlands fit a bit. Cool, brother. I'm glad you're here with us, man. Welcome. I bet it's beautiful over there. Mere Salt had the Remiette Peacock, a large Sabenza, and a Malkoff MDC Light. Nice. Louis carried his new Wee Praxis and his Capara with his new RGT titanium scales. I bet that is badass now. I love the Capara. Josh Branson carried the Bade Blade Stunner, the Gavco Thresher, cool knife, Artisan Great White, Forest Hank, Warrior Pro Olight, and an Olight pen. That's cool, Dopey. Yeah, if I had enough pocket space, you'll see when you meet me. I'm a littler dude, and for me, when I carry a Medford or something like that, it's kind of crazy. Nice Hare's broke-ass knives. That is sweet. Gonzo, good morning, brother. Welcome, my man. Are you going to Atlanta? Are you going to... Did you say you were or you weren't? I couldn't remember. Because I have no memory. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome to the Insomniacs special of knife dudes sitting around talking about a whole lot of nothing. Drinking Dr. Pepper. Glad that I'm off work for over a week. The Satu is in your fifth pocket. That's something I haven't watched yet that I'll watch after this live is Satu's weekly thought. Oh, Gonzo, buddy, I'll be thinking about you and hopefully see you next year. Josh, I also have a fascination with the Fenrir. I'm not sure what the KTC-3 is, but I'll Google it. But I've almost bought the Fenrir several times and backed out because I keep thinking, do I need it? KTC-3 knife. And really then I think about, do I need any of the knives? Ooh, that is a neat knife. It's got kind of like a hook blade. Kyle Coonley carried Pooh, Mash 2, Appalachian Drifter 2, Light, TQ, what's a TQ? And a Husqvarna BXR with a Monogre Mob 2, Mob 2 in a Limelight tank. Nice, brother. I need to learn what that stuff is. Then Joe Isabella, Damascus EDC Tack Button Lock, Purple and Gold Frag Penguin, and a Boker Shamshear. Dude, that's sweet. Yeah, Josh, I think I've got it right here. Tell me if this is it. It's a cool looking knife. It makes me nervous to think about sharpening it. Is that it, buddy? Ground fog, let me show you that knife because it's actually a Candura analog and it is ooh, I didn't want to do that. I almost screwed myself. Hold on. It is this little guy right here. And I got the satin in black. That's the one that I like. And I'd like to do a blade swap. I'd like to get it and put the scales on it. And this is the sheath that it comes with that little belt clip. But I just put a leather strap on mine. But guys, $19.99. Seven of those in stock. and 5 of those in stock. And I'll show you guys another cool little fixed blade. I hadn't doxed anybody, Dopey. Not lately. But I could easily do it. Pew goes bang. I knew that. TQ is a tourniquet, Hussar, and other stuff is my vape. Oh, I got you, dude. I forget to. My lost vape is an EDC item. I actually carry 2 of them. But let me see if I can find this other little naff. Let's go to my. This is it. So that little guy is a D2 knife. Looks a lot different, but it's the same size. Our buddy Sobek Scooter got both of them, and he sent me a picture of it. This one's got better jimping, this Valk nut. A little more money. Has a little cord for neck knife, but I like the jimping. It is 5.5 inches. So there's some pretty decent, small fixed blades. That's why I did that video on inexpensive EDC knives, because they are really, you can get some really great deals on little bitty knives. Like this one's really small. It's got a cool little pocket dropper. So yeah, there are a lot of them out there, guys. Holtzman's. All right, Chris, give me 2 seconds. Let me find it. Holtzman's. Is this it, buddy? I know they've got several. Is it this compact one here? I like it. I might have to. Ooh. I like those. Thank you, Chris. I have handled the Ritter Hogue fixed blade and absolutely think it's super cool. As a matter of fact, my buddy, and it's coming out tomorrow or a couple of days, but my buddy who lives here in Huntsville let me borrow his Hinder ranch, or not ranch, the Emmett Bowie, which is about the size of a Hinder 4-inch. That looks identical to the Civivi. Oh, the little, this one here, the scalpel. Yeah, I agree. This one right here. But they've got a lot of other knives too. I mean, they've got some. Where's that little one I was looking at? I mean, those are. What are they made out of? I mean, that's a little bitty knife. D2. But yeah, I'm interested. I like little fixies. Have you seen what he's doing now, Josh? Have you seen his latest 5-inch J-Cals that he's doing? I've got one ordered there. I'm so stoked. Let me see if I can go to that. Oh, I got to pull up YouTube. Ah, nice vape. Let's check that out. Dude, very nice. What type of tank you use? The small gorilla? Let's search for that biatch. Gorilla. Cheeto, is that the Holtzman baby gorilla? Chicago, it's 2 a.m. over here too, buddy. A limelight tank. Gotcha. Yeah, I used to all my vapes were tank vapes, and then I had a lot of drippers when I was a flavor chaser and a clouder, and then when I had to get more covert and I discovered Nick salts, I've just kind of jumped into these Lost Vape DNA Go chips. What other cool fixed blades do you guys like? Let me pull up this little 5-inch. Let me find that gorilla first, because I was looking at it a second ago and now I can't find it. The baby silverback. Is this it, Cheeto? Is that the one you've got, buddy? Oh, the Bushcraft Next Knife. Got you, buddy. I saw that one on the homepage. Let me go back to it. Where is that little biatch? There it is. Cool, buddy. I appreciate it. So do y'all have big plans for today? Everybody going to barbecues, picnics? Y'all gonna go to your local memorials? Yeah, I'm gonna grab one of those guys. I'm trying not to grab anything before Blade Show, because last year when I went, there were so many cool little fixed blades, and I was not into cool little fixed blades. So I passed on so many, and they had several of these little fixed blades with really cool handles that would take a utility blade, but they were fixed. They weren't folders. And then the slip joints that they had, I didn't even look at. Gonzo, I'm hoping it's open tomorrow. I was thinking about going. I haven't been to the range probably in 2 months. Ever since I had my little fender bender, I haven't gone out there because it's about a 20-minute drive. Yes, Mere Salt. Flour is the only way to go. Well, one of the only ways to go. I actually have a Dynavap. Have y'all ever seen those? Little vape device. It's that is manual. This little guy right here. And then I've got one of these. Whoops. Oh, right here. That's not the heater I've got, but I've got a little induction heater that you just stick it down in and it heats up. But yeah, flour's the way to go. Agreed. Agreed. I just think it's too messy. Fit a bit. Have a great day, buddy. Thank you for stopping in, man. Enjoy your day, bro. I've got one mere salt, and it does. That's the only way I use it. It's with water. And then I've got the little Apollo induction heater. So you just literally stick it down in there till it clicks. The only thing about it is it can be portable, but it's not real covert, right? I've seen some of the others that I've looked at, like the, what's the one called that's got the little X on it? The packs, the little tiny packs, and then they've got several others. I like the pins. Is the pin the thing that looks like it's got one big end, then it goes down and you just get it hot and touch it to it? I'm just a fan of the good old plain, the flowers. Nectar collector, that's what it's called. Yeah, broke as knives. I've noticed on some of the websites that I go to that they've really come out with a lot of different models that are smaller, that have longer battery life. Just keep it simple, right? And the flavor to me is so much better. Louis, has your knife come in yet? Out of curiosity? If not, let me know and I'll put your tracking number in here. Good, buddy. Sorry it took so long, man. That was a fail on my part. See, guys, one thing that I can't get into is the tobacco cones or anything that's got like a tobacco wrap. I've always been a super, super light paper guy when it comes down to it. Rice or something that's almost not there. And those cones, I think they're genius, but to me they've got a flavor, a heavy flavor. Or maybe I'm thinking of different ones. Gonzo, I did the same thing before I got into this knife community, before COVID. When I first got divorced and I was living over at my mom's, I would make coils. I would make, I got the little thing, the little fishing thing. What were they called? Where I'd wrap them with my drill. I was doing, hell, I can't even think of the name of them now. Always raw. Gotcha. Why can't I think of that? Anyway, my brain's not engaged. Yeah, Kyle, the vape's the way to go for Clapton's. Thank you. Clapton coils, and I would sit there and just, God, I loved it, man. I loved getting my building stuff. Still have them kits that had all the different stuff in it, and I'm trying to think of the little. You probably have one too. It's a little aluminum tool that has the different size coil things in that you can put your wire in and twist it, just for regular coils. Do you ever do reviews on them, Kyle? If you go back to my old Instagram or my other Instagram, the one that's my parent account, I think it's J Evans 1999. I used to, and still do, I skate a bunch, but I probably got 30 different skateboard setups here. And I would say half of those were given to me by companies. Loaded had me on Proform where I could buy theirs at half off. Gravity skateboards, which I don't even know if they're still in business. I think they were bought. But they'd send me boards. Earthwing Skates out of Brooklyn would send me boards because I'd post them on Instagram. And if you go to my old Instagram, all you'll see is skateboard pictures where I'd take them like on my wheels and shit while I was going. Rip Trippers, what's that dude into? He is definitely transformed from when I used to watch him 4 or 5 years ago. Kyle, I do too, and I've got chargers, and I've got a box with probably 15 mech mods in them. But again, now that I vape at work and I do it covertly, I've got to carry something smaller. And I've got a bunch of these Nick Salt vapes. I've just kind of settled on the Lost vapes. Simple's the best way to go. Grim Green, baby. Best neck tattoo in the game. I'll tell you who else I like is Ja Hayes. Do y'all watch him? I used to watch Vaping with 420. I liked him. And then Daniel BS Vapes or Daniel Vapes, the Filipino guy. Kyle, I haven't met any of those guys or gone to any of those vape events, but I used to always fantasize about it, kind of like I do knife shows now, because I was really big into watching vape videos before I got into knife videos, and I think one of those led to the other. Crispy, if you need a vape, buddy, you tell me what you want to vape, and you DM me your address. I've got a shitload of them. Email me, Crispy. Here you go. Email me right here. I'll send you a vape. I'll send you batteries. I even got some juice. You probably would want to find juice you like. I've got some stuff that I used to vape and still love. I've still got like 3 bottles of it. It was called, it looks like Blue Smurf, but it's not called Blue Smurf. It's called, I forget, but it's very, very good. And now on my Nick Salts, I used to be a fruity vape profile guy. So I like stuff that tastes like natural fruit or fruity. But on my Nick Salts, I do all either peppermint or wintergreen or spearmint. I don't know why. It's just a different flavor profile. And what I hate, what I could never get into that a lot of people love are dessert vapes. The ones that are like creamy or taste like cookies or stuff like that. Bleh. I can't even go there. Kyle, I was a flavor chaser too. And some of these Nick Salts, like the one I get is called Mints. That's the brand. And it's really good. Gonzo, me too. Nick Salt's really the only way to fly. And I'm only on 35 only. What I like about it is a bottle of juice will last me forever. When I was a cloud chaser, I was going through 30 milliliters every week. Sweet, Kyle. I might reach out to you, dude. What's Island Man, Josh? Is that like pineapple? Does it have like coconut flavor, or it sounds like it would be? I like blueberry profiles or raspberry profiles when I was a flavor chaser. But yeah, Crispy, I've got tanks. I've got freaking what I finally did because I started dating a chick and I didn't have time to make coils, and I forget the type of tanks I bought, but I'll send you one. But they have what do they call them? Mesh. They've got mesh replaceable coils, and they are really, really flavorful. Yeah, 15 mil a day. I get it. Pineapple coconut vibe. When I was out in Las Vegas last time, I went to the dispensary there because I'd never been to one and got a pen. It was a Kush pen, and that thing was great. Drink water. If you are a heavy smoker, or if you are a heavy smoker, start with like a 50 milligram, and you don't have to take much of it. You know, you might start with just a puff here or there, or you might start with 35 and realize that it's not strong enough. But vape has been an absolute I'm a strain chaser too. But good for you, Marisol. Nicotine is probably one of the most addictive substances out there. I'm convinced because I quit smoking cigarettes. My daughter's 23 now. When she was 2 years old, I quit smoking cigarettes and I got on Nicorette. And I was on Nicorette gum, Nicorette candy for about 5 or 6 years till vaping kind of came out. And then I had a buddy who worked at a vape store. So he's got me on one of the first pen vapes that had the little cauterizer on top that would give you very little vapor. They tasted like shit. And I slowly just worked my way through the vape game and still do it. And I don't, I can still skate. I don't feel like I've got lowered lung capacity like I did when I smoked. I don't feel like I get winded. Dopey, there's nothing wrong with that, brother. Hey, buddy, like we say, you can smoke as much as you want to. When you're ready to quit, you know you can. Just quit whenever you're ready and never stop trying to quit. And there are other things that you can use. I mean, Grateful Panic now is using these little he was smoking and then he was vaping, and now he's using these little God, I forget, he was showing me tonight. It's got a brand, you've probably seen it, but it looks like dip, but it's not. It's these little white cans you get at the convenience store that have like a green sticker on them, and they're mint flavored little nicotine pouches, but they're not tobacco in them. And he uses those and says it works really well. He puts one in his cheek, and it's not like dip. It's like mint, really, but it just has nicotine infused in it. And he says he can keep it in his mouth for 30 minutes to an hour. Is that the snuff? Because when I was a kid or a teenager, we had a tobacco shop here, and I used to go get the stuff that you snorted. And no, not the devil's dandruff, but the snuff. Josh, I hate that for you, buddy. I've got an ex too. As a matter of fact, she called on Friday and I let it go to voicemail and she didn't leave a message. I have no idea what she wanted, but it just makes me shudder every time she calls. Roman M. Good morning, brother. No, this is a dipping alternative. Okay, so it's not the stuff that is powder that you sniff, like a, what do they call it? Take a hit of snuff. That was nasty. And it came in those little boxes that had the little thing that you'd flip open and you'd put it on your hand, and that turned into kind of a, oh, it's packets. I got you. Yeah, one of the worst sicks I got in high school, I'll never forget, was one of the first times I chewed chewing tobacco, Levi Garrett. And this is before I drank or anything. And during halftime, I just got green and I was just feeling totally horrible. And then at the end of the night, my buddy Mike Gibbons, his parents took us home, and I was in the back of their station wagon and just got sicker than sick and was throwing up everywhere. It was horrible. So yeah, I can't do chewable tobaccos anymore. I thought Shane was going to come in the chat. He must have fallen asleep. Bless his heart. Yeah, powder snuff was the stuff that I don't know why we got into that in high school. I guess because we thought we were cool. Yeah, Joe, I can't either. It gets me just way back. Yeah, you see those tins, the old snuff box tins. But I wonder if it gives you the same, I guess it does give you the same effect as nicotine would. The few times I dipped in high school, what was it, Skull? The one that kind of had a wintergreen taste to it? Still nasty. Ugh. I know, Dopey. I feel for you, brother. Kyle, that sucks. It's tough, brother. It's tough. You know, that's why I say that, you know, why they're so expensive is because they're worth it. I was married for 20 years. Beefer, what is up, brother? Yeah, that's what sucks. I mean, you go to the trouble of putting it together and then you ship it, and that's a hassle anyway, and it's expensive. And then for somebody to say it's not their jam, that's just rude. Well, Dudos, I think it is time for me to get ready to get to bed for a little bit. Nope, not yet. But guess what? I'm going to go see Ben in Atlanta, and there may be, depending on, I've kind of got this situation where I'm waiting for some reimbursement money that should hit next week. And if that hits, I will probably pick up a Feel Good Jack when I'm over there. But guys, tomorrow at about 4, I think brother G-Ball's going live early, and I'm probably going to jump on and join him. So hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll hang out on Monday. Y'all have a great morning. Get a little rest, and we'll do it all again in the morning. I'm glad we got to stick together and y'all jumped in here. I love you all. Like I always ask. I'm glad you did, Beaver Baron. We were just here. We just jumped on here after Shane to kind of keep the conversation going, but getting ready to crash. I love you all. Look out for the dude or dudette to your left. Look out for the dude or dudette to your right. Look out for each other. Guys, I love you all. Choose debate, not hate.